Thanks, Doug. Well, it's good to be here today. I'm glad to see such a eager group of folks willing to learn more about holistic management. It's great to see this many people show up for this kind of an event. We've been doing this for quite a while, and we're not always lucky to get this many folks in the room, so it's a good start. September 13th, 1937, the Lazy R brand was registered with the Washington State Department of Agriculture, and so this was our 75th anniversary this year. So it was good to hear that you're looking at your centennial party. We'll have to compare party notes. So we're in the Southwest.
This is the button to advance.
This one? Okay, we're in this, let's see. Oh, okay, so 4 generations. That's, I'm the guy on top up there. My grandpa, my great-grandpa, but actually my grandpa started the Lazy R. We're in the southwest corner of Spokane County. Interstate 90 runs through our ranch. Here we go. You see the A down there? It's right at the south end of Clear Lake. That's Spokane up in the top there. So if you've been to Spokane on I-90, you've driven through the Lazy R, but you maybe didn't know it. So we're on both sides of the freeway down there. Which one's the pointer?
This one's the pointer.
This one, okay. Yeah, right there. And so we're this chunk here and this chunk over here. So it makes moving cows kind of tricky. About 2 mile haul, and so we move back and forth over the freeway every so often. Thanks. Too much technology going here. So this is if you haven't familiarized yourself with Google Maps, it's a tremendous tool to figure out how your place looks. And this is a view of some of the paddocks. Most of those are single wire permanent hot wires. And we have a hub. Which one was it?
That one.
Okay, we have a hub right there. So we control access to all these paddocks right here. And this is a lane, kind of a sacrifice zone, and we have water here. So we can, and we've got water here too. So anyway, it's 34 paddocks on about 830 acres. And they range in size from 5 to 150 acres. There's just some more views. This is on the east side of the freeway, or the south, depending on how you look at it. And this is another one. This is my irrigated ground, about 55 acres of irrigation. And this is the home place. And just go through these quickly. Here's another one with a hub layout right here. And this is I like this idea of it says a hot lane and water right here. So cows can walk all the way from here. If they want to get a drink, they got to go all the way to here. This is about 80 acres on this whole piece. So that's almost a half a mile there to hike, but they don't seem to mind a bit. So we have quite a variety of plants. We're probably on 830 acres. We're probably roughly 500 acres of ponderosa pine and rocks. Not much productivity on that land. Aspen, willow, birch, reed canary grass, meadow foxtail, brome orchard, different fescues, and quack. Some of our weed species: cheatgrass, knapweed, skeleton weed, Canadian musk thistle. Musk thistle is probably our most. It's probably the only one we really worry about. Quite a variety of wildlife. Mule deer, moose, turkey, quail, ducks, geese, quite a few predators, ground squirrels, tree squirrels. We got pretty significant biodiversity. From 37 until 50, it was a dairy. From 50 to about 60, it was Hereford. My dad got an Angus bull about 60. We played around with all kinds of different options, like lots of folks, Scimitals, Red Angus, and now we've pretty well settled in on Angus, and this is the main, oops, back here?
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, we pressed the wrong button, Dad.
Uh-oh. Anyway, just want to go back one. Okay, so pretty much settled in on Angus. That's one right there. And and in the last 2 years, we've shifted to total direct sales. Every bit of beef we sell to the person who eats it. That's what we refer to as direct sales. And so as a result of that, we have decided that we're going to move into low-line genetics. And this is our low-line. Oops, damn it.
It's okay. Don't.
Okay, leave it alone.
They know
You
what
saw
it
it.
looks like.
So anyway, that guy in the bottom right, yeah, is a low-line bull. And that's a new direction for us, but we're pretty pleased with what we see so far, primarily on the docility. It's a tremendous change from what we're used to. So I'm guessing that doesn't look all that much different from your places. Lots of critters, lots of different grasses, some dry ground, some wet ground. The difference is this, holistic management. We've been using holistic management for 17 years on the place. All decisions are tested towards our holistic context. We monitor impacts to the land and the animals, and then plan and replan as necessary. And last spring is a good example of adaptive management. It was very cold and very wet, and the grass was slow to come. So we ended up grazing a field we had planned to cut for hay. Otherwise, we would have just been in a lot of trouble. We would have never gotten all the way through our grazing plan. And it worked out. It was pretty tense there. I was quite worried, but it's probably the best savings that I've had since I've been using holistic management. And then you're going to have to imagine a spreadsheet here with some dollar figures. I couldn't get a very good picture of a spreadsheet, but I think you've probably all seen one in the past. And so on the left-hand side is income, and on the right-hand side is expenses. And I tend to agree completely with what Cosner says. A lot of holistic management talks about grazing. And Jim's presentation, which was fantastic this morning, thank you very much. It really focuses on environmental impacts of cows. But I think an equally strong, if maybe not even stronger, tool of holistic management is financial planning. And it's worked out really well. So you got to imagine a spreadsheet up there. Okay, so we also do, having said that, we also do extensive grazing planning. And that's Beth here helping me out with the grazing plan, and that's what that looks like. And it probably can't read it. I have it here in my pocket if you want to see what it looks like. 34 paddocks. You have to take 2 sheets and cut it and Scotch tape it together to make it fit. So anyway, if you want to see more about it, it's available here. It's the plan that we follow to get our cows to the right place at the right time for the right reasons. So, hey, where's our chain link?
That's coming up. I'll talk about it.
Okay. Well,
Let me talk.
just hang on just a second. So one of the tools that we use in holistic management is the chain of production, and it's resource conversion, product conversion, and marketing. And so a couple of years ago, we decided that our weak link in our chain was marketing, and it just happened to coincide with Beth getting out of college and coming back to the ranch, and now she wants to talk to you about how that worked.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Can't see it.
All right. Cool. So my dad mentioned that we do all direct marketing, and that was not the case when I moved home. we were pretty, we were doing all these great innovative things in our grazing, and I felt like we were leaving money on the table because we weren't capturing the full value of our product, because it was just going, it was getting dumped into the commodity market with a bunch of other stuff getting turned into McDonald's hamburgers, and it's a different quality of product than that. So one of the goals I made when I moved home in 2010 was to transition to direct marketing, because I knew we could get a much better price if we were selling the story along with our product. So the first year we did about 50% direct marketing, the second year 100% direct marketing. This year we've moved into some retail stuff, doing restaurants and grocery stores. And the story piece, I think, is so important, because this is something that people are really craving, this story that goes with their food. And one of the things we started doing is we have an annual customer appreciation dinner. So all of our direct sale customers, which is currently mostly composed of custom meat halves and quarters, they all come out to the ranch. We have a big barbecue. Dad and I get to do our dog and pony show and talk to them about why grass-fed beef is so important, why the way that we do our planned grazing is so important. And they loved it. And I got to get everyone to eat tongue, which I was super excited about. Because, I think that those subtle changes in people's eating habits, like utilizing all of the animal, is so important. And that education piece is something you really only get if you have hands-on contact with your customers. So that's been, and it's also incredibly rewarding to hear that feedback, that people, appreciate your product, appreciate all the hard work. When you tell them that you stood out in the rain and the cows were out and, you were frozen to death, people are like, wow, thank you for doing that. And that is something that you miss out on. Sounds a little cheesy, but, money can't buy that. And the story, we're not completely vertically integrated because we don't do our own processing, but everything from birth of the animal to processing, which happens on farm for custom stuff, which I love. I love the transparency that any of our customers who wanted to, and not many of them do, but some of them do, they can come out and watch the entire process and take responsibility for the food that they eat, all the way through finished product. And there's definitely, the market is not saturated on that. There's a lot of room for growth. I think we could probably pretty easily sell triple what we're doing right now with pretty minimal effort. So the other thing we've moved into is restaurants this year. This is our chef, Brandon. He has a big goofy mustache now. And he's a great guy. We did, this was sort of our test this year. Manitou Tap House in Spokane is a fairly new restaurant, but I'll give those guys a plug. If you're in Spokane, check it out. Order the Lazy R Tap House burger. And working with him has been really incredible. We did five whole carcasses, and they took organ meats, everything. And he's processing all of those and selling those out as specials in the restaurant. And that's been really great. It's actually a lot less work than doing the custom stuff, because I can move 5, 10, 15 animals at a time versus a half or a quarter at a time. And actually we had an incredible event on Tuesday night at the restaurant. We did a brewer's dinner, and they did beer pairings with our meat, and we got to get up and talk and just have really direct contact with our customers. And it was a lot of fun, and we drank a lot of beer. Talking about the chain of production, as my dad mentioned, the marketing was really the weak link when I moved home, because we were price takers, not price makers, right? You had to just call the trucker, you get the check, whatever the price was that day, then that's the price you take. We have a lot more security now because we can set the price. Our customers know, that the price is going to bump up a little every year as costs of inputs go up every year. They're prepared for that. We're not susceptible to a huge market fluctuation. And now our problem is really product conversion. We can't keep up with the demand for our product, which is a great problem to have. So we're, constantly looking at ways to address that now, because that's now the weak link in the chain of production. And yeah, I guess we'll turn it over. Talk to you guys in the Q&A.